375 AD, Europe. The Roman Empire has ruled for 400 years. The borders are secure. The forests are silent. And suddenly, a sound in the distance. The sound of horseshoes. So much, so fast. Huns. They are from Asia. And this sound will bring about the end of Europe. Because this is the beginning of the great migration of peoples. It will last 200 years. Vandals, Visigoths, Ostrogoths, Franks, Anglo-Saxons. They will all move. And Rome will fall. This is not just a migration. This is a chain reaction. The Huns are pushing back the Goths, the Vandals, the Alans, and all of them towards Rome. 200 years, 5 million people. And in the end, the map of Europe will be redrawn. Today's Europe is the result of this migration. France, Germany, England, Spain, they were all born during this period. Asia-Kazakh steppes, late 4th century. The Huns, who were they? Perhaps Xiongnu, perhaps Xiongnu. Chinese sources mentioned them 200 years ago. But now, they are moving west. Why? Drought, civil war, Chinese pressure, we don't know. But what we know is this: they live on horseback, they shoot arrows, they move around, and they never stop. Attila, the scourge of God. He kills his 2 brothers. He becomes the sole ruler, and for 20 years, he shakes Europe to its core.
For the horn!
Byzantium pays tribute, 700 kilograms of gold. Every year, Western Rome flees. Gaul, Italy, 452, at the gates of Rome. Pope Leo I is coming. Attila is returning. Why? The plague? The Pope's speech? We don't know, but it's coming back. And in 453, he dies, on his wedding night, from a nosebleed, or poison. There are legends. But the Huns are dispersing. The migration isn't ending, but it's accelerating. The Goths, they're coming from Scandinavia, 200 years ago, South Vistula River, Nis. In 238, the First Roman War. But at the same time, trade will continue. The Goths want Rome. And Rome wants the Goths. Soldier, refugee, buffer zone. This relationship will last 200 years, but in 376, it changes. The Huns are coming. 376. Fritigorn, Gothic king, reaching the Roman border. Refugees, hungry, and Rome is helping the refugees. But it's not enough. The hunger revolt begins in 300. Emperor Valens is dying. For the first time, an emperor is killed by barbarians. 410. Alaric, Visigoth king. He enters Rome. 3 days of looting. For the first time in 800 years, Rome has fallen. The world is in shock. (418) The Visigoths settle in Spain. The Kingdom of Toulouse and the Western Roman Empire is collapsing. 476. The last emperor, Romulus Augustulus, young puppet. The Ostrogoth general Odoacer dethrones him. But it doesn't kill it. It retires it. The Goths are now in Italy, and the Western Roman Empire is coming to an end. Vandals, they're coming from Sweden, Vandalia, today, Pomerania, and the migration is westward. 406. The Rhine River. Winter, frozen, they're passing through, to Gaul, to Spain, and Gazric. 429. 80,000 men, to North Africa, by ship. The Vandals become seafarers, and in 439, Carthage, Rome's granary, it falls. The Vandals control the Mediterranean. Year 455. The Vandals arrive in Rome by sea. The city falls. Rome is looted for 14 days, but this was not uncontrolled destruction. Churches were protected. Pope Leo I intervenes once again. However, this time, he cannot save Rome. The Vandals were no longer just a migrating people. They had become a powerful naval force in the Mediterranean. Carthage was their capital. Rome's former grain supply was now under their control. Gold and trade were strengthening Vandal power. The Mediterranean was now under Vandal naval control. The Franks were a Germanic people, living along the Rhine River, but they were influenced by Rome. In 481, Clovis became the sole king of the Franks at just 15 years old. And Clovis fought continuously for nearly 30 years. The victory at Soissons broke the last major Roman resistance in Gaul. The Battle of Tolbiac became a turning point for Clovis. In 496, Clovis converted to Christianity. It was not only faith, it was strategy. The Roman Church and the Gallo-Roman population now supported Clovis. Clovis died, but the Franks continued to grow, and from this legacy emerged France, Germany, the Netherlands, and Belgium. In just 200 years, Between 375 and 575, Europe became unrecognizable. Western Rome collapsed. The Eastern Roman Empire survived, but reduced in power. New kingdoms emerged: Visigothic Spain, Ostrogothic Italy, Frankish Gaul. The Vandals, Burgundians, Alans, Herulian Gepids. Some disappeared, others faded into history. This transformation was not only political. Language, culture, and religion changed. Christianity spread. The Pope grew. Stronger, Rome returned, not as an empire, but as a church. Today, France, Germany, England, Spain, and Italy. All of them were born in this period. The migration period was not destruction, it was rebirth. The fall of Rome was the birth of Europe. This was a story of 200 years, a story that began with the sound of hooves. The Huns, Goths, Vandals, and Franks disappeared, but their traces remained. The migration period lasted from 375 to 568, 200 years. 5 million people moved. Europe was reborn. Rome fell, but Europe began.